그래, 집에 가는 거야. 아빠가 말했어요. 거무떡 따부바 따부바 우비뿌디뿌 훌쩍. Knuffle Bunny, a cautionary tale by Mo Willems. Not very long ago, before she could even speak words, Trixie went on an errand with her daddy. Trixie and her daddy went down the street, through the park, past the school, and into the laundromat. Trixie helped her daddy put the washing into the machine. She was even allowed to put the money into the machine. Then they left. But on the way home, Trixie realized something. Trixie turned to her daddy and said, "Aggle, flaggle, clabble." "That's right," replied her daddy. "We're going home." "Aggle, flabble, clabble," said Trixie again. "Blaggle, blabble, wumpy, flippy, snurp." "Now, please don't get fussy," said her daddy. Well, she had no choice. Trixie bowed. Wah! She went boneless. She did everything she could to show how unhappy she was. By the time they got home, her daddy was unhappy too. As soon as Trixie's mommy opened the door, she asked, "Where's Knuffle Bunny?" The whole family ran down the street, and they ran through the park. They zoomed past the school and into the laundromat. Trixie's daddy looked for Knuffle Bunny and looked and looked and looked. But Knuffle Bunny was nowhere to be found. So Trixie's daddy decided to look harder until Knuffle Bunny! And those were the first words Trixie ever said. The end. Knuffle Bunny Too, a case of mistaken identity by Mo Willems. One morning, not so long ago, Trixie took a walk with her daddy. By now, Trixie really knew how to talk. "Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to show Amy, and then I'll show Meg, and then I'll show Margaret, and then I'll show Jane, and then I'll show Leila, and then I'll show Rebecca, and then I'll show Noah, and then I'll show Bobby, and then I'll show Tossie, and then I'll show Casey, and then I'll show Connie, and then I'll show Parker, and then I'll show Brain, and then..." And talked and talked. Trixie was excited because she was taking her one-of-a-kind Knuffle Bunny somewhere very special. Come on! School! Trixie couldn't wait to show Knuffle Bunny to Miss Greengrove and all her classmates. But as her daddy was kissing her goodbye, Trixie saw Sonia. Suddenly, Trixie's one-of-a-kind Knuffle Bunny wasn't so one-of-a-kind anymore. The morning did not go well. Knuffle! 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 The afternoon was worse. When the bell rang, Miss Greengrove returned the Knuffle Bunnies. And the day got better. Then, before she knew it, it was time to go home. Trixie ate her dinner, devoured her dessert, brushed her teeth, and tried to escape the mommy and daddy robots from planet Snurp. At 1/2 bedtime, Trixie was tucked in, ready to go to sleep. But a few hours later, Trixie realized something. Trixie marched into her mommy and daddy's room and said, "Chuck, chuck, 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 chuck. That is not my bunny." Trixie's daddy tried to explain what 2:30 a.m. meant. He asked, "Can we deal with this in the morning?" Trixie's daddy went to the phone. Before he had even made it down the stairs, bring, bring, the phone rang. "We have your bunny," said a man's voice on the other end. "We have yours," replied Trixie's daddy. Arrangements were made. Trixie and her daddy rushed across the neighborhood. Trixie did not want to be late, neither did Sonia. There was an exchange, and the Knuffle Bunnies were back where they belonged. "I was so worried about my bunny," said Sonia. "So was I," Trixie replied. Then they both said, "I'm glad you've got your bunny back," at the exact same time. And that's how Trixie found her first best friend. The end. Epilogue. The next morning, both Trixie and Sonia rushed to school. The new best friends had a lot of catching up to do. "Do you want to play with my Knuffle Bunny?" "Yes, do you want to play with mine?" Knuffle Bunny Free. An unexpected diversion by Mo Willems. One day, not so long ago, Trixie took a big trip with her family. They were on their way to visit Trixie's Oma and Opa in Holland. Holland is far away. So that meant taking a taxi to the airport, queuing up, watching Knuffle Bunny go through the big machine, zing, waiting some more, and getting onto a real aeroplane. On the plane, Trixie played and read and slept. Before she knew it, the plane had landed. Trixie and her family left the airport and got on a train to go to Oma and Opa's house. "Welcome, Trixie!" Oma and Opa were so happy to see Trixie. Soon, Oma and Trixie were drinking cold glasses of chocolate milk in the garden. Suddenly, Trixie realized something. Trixie didn't tell her daddy that Knuffle Bunny was gone. She didn't have to. Trixie's daddy called the airline and asked them to look for Knuffle Bunny on the plane, but the plane had left for China. China is very far away. Trixie's mommy hugged her and asked her to be brave. Trixie's daddy told the story of when he was a little boy and said goodbye to his special Lumbee. Oma gave Trixie another glass of chocolate milk and remarked on how big she was getting. Trixie understood. She was getting bigger. Even if she wished she wasn't, The next morning, Trixie tried to enjoy going to the cafe and the swings in the playground and the carnival that was in town. And while the whole week was filled with fun things like eating chips on the street, visiting real windmills and feeding the ducks, Trixie was still sad. She missed her Knuffle Bunny. Oma and Opa understood. Oma and Opa had a plan. That night, they had a surprise for Trixie. A brand new top of the range, Funny Bunny Wounded Doll Extreme. It could walk. It could speak. It could dance. It can speak in. It can dance in. But it couldn't make Trixie feel any better. Trixie was sure that she wouldn't be able to sleep another night in a strange bed without her Knuffle Bunny. But before she knew it, she was dreaming. She dreamed of Knuffle Bunny and all the places he would visit. She dreamed of all the children Knuffle Bunny would meet. She dreamed of how Knuffle Bunny would make them feel better. The next morning, Trixie felt better. Trixie had a big breakfast. She played with Oma on the playground swings. She even tried a sip of Opa's coffee at the cafe. It was a great day. Before she knew it, the trip was over and it was time to go home. Trixie hugged Oma and Opa as hard as she could. Then Trixie and her family got back onto the train and back onto the plane. And listened to the crying baby as the plane lifted off. Wah! But can you believe it? Right there, on that very plane, Trixie noticed something. Knuffle Bunny! Trixie was so happy to have Knuffle Bunny back in her arms. Happy enough to make a decision, Trixie turned around and said, Wah! Would your baby like my Knuffle Bunny? Really? Asked the baby's mother. Really? Asked Trixie's daddy. Really? Asked Trixie's mommy. Blashy, blashy? Asked the baby. Really? Said Trixie. She was big enough. The baby was happy. The baby's mother was thankful. Trixie's parents were proud. And the other passengers were very relieved. And that is how, a few weeks later, Trixie received her very first letter. The end. A note to Trixie. Trixie, I hope to watch you grow up, fall in love, start a family and be happy. And I hope that one day, many years from now, you will receive a package from an old pen pal. Love, Daddy. The end. Thank you for listening.